civil war and control of the Capitol and control of the government. And as you just read, Alex, one way that they want to take back control of the Capitol is by voiding the election. So one way you can do it is you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I would say one way to do it is simply to try to ignore the results of the election, try to impede the duly elected president and everything that he tries to accomplish for our country.
Like a holding action?
Yeah, it's a holding action. The next one? But more than anything, they're opposed to the electoral process.
Yeah.
The idea that we can peacefully go to the polls in November, elect our representatives and our president, and actually have our agenda promoted and worked on. That's what they're opposing. That's what they're trying to resist, and that's what's a terrible thing. It might lead to civil conflict.
Well, folks, if you have any opinions on this, once again, please call in 734-822-1600 and give us your comment on this. Hey, the only way you're going to be heard on the radio is if you call into the radio and comment. And we're friendly here. We will not take your head off. We will not try to make you look like a fool. I do that enough myself, so I know what it feels like. So one thing that you want to do if you want to take over the government, like you were saying, Alex, was you import and buy voters. On the Daily Drift on Wednesday, there was an article, 13 border facts that the media won't tell you. And, well, you know, Trump's enforcing the laws, right? And he's you got the immigration story going on right now. And what's the left want? The left wants executive orders. Chuck Schumer wants Trump to take out a pen. Why? Because of all things, and the Dems were willing to do this for Obama, give up all of the constitutional powers that they had in the Senate, Congress, and give them up to Obama. Now, of all things, Schumer, who's been resisting Trump, wants Trump to pull out his pen and his phone and override Congress and override the laws that they enacted that actually forced Trump to do what he's doing if he were going to enforce the law. Hey, we got Gary from Hazel Park. Derek, would you bring Gary on? Thank you, Gary. Hey, buddy.
Hey, brother. Hey, this civil war that we're engaged in, this civil war has been going on since the founding. The Democrats were founded by the loyalists who wanted to stay true to King George. So there's no start time for the Civil War except for 1776. And what they've been able to do over the centuries now is gain power, gain momentum, change their philosophy a little bit. Now they're Marxists and Leninists and those types of folks. But they are in command of the White House, not necessarily all of the White House, but of Washington. They control just about every aspect of Washington. Nothing in Washington functions the way it's supposed to be because it's been corrupted over the last century or so. And I want to give a shout-out to the boys down on the line, the guys holding the line. That's the ISIS guys and the Border Patrol and the Sheriff's Departments who are on a daily basis going out there every day defending the border, defending our sovereignty, to keep us safe from this invasion of illegal aliens that are being sponsored by the Democrat Party, who are out to destroy this country because they hate us more than they hate anything else right now. They want to destroy the conservative movement, what's part of the Republican Party that is still conservative. They want to crush us so they have no opposition, so they can turn this United States into a Marxist society. And we have to stop them, like you're saying, because it's our duty, it's our job, it's what we were born for, because we are free Americans standing our ground to remain free and with liberty.
Some of us swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. That was not a revocable oath. There was no time limit on that oath. And go ahead.
And most of those people are in Congress also. Those people all swore oaths to do the exact same thing that you and I swore an oath for. And they are oath breakers. Therefore, they are worthy of our contempt and disgust.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about guns. And hey, maybe we'll get some calls. Dick always gets calls when he talks guns and not politics. So maybe Maybe we'll get some calls. But basically the point was that we were talking about how they want to restrict our gun laws. There's a good reason. They want to disarm the population. So when they want to do the full takeover, they don't want any resistance. And yet gun sales are going through the roof. And
that's a glorious thing.
I'm sorry, say it again?
That's a glorious thing.
Oh, yeah,
That means we're still alive and we're ready to fight.
Yep.
And the NRA has got a 6,000% increase in donations and people joining the NRA, and all the other affiliated organizations that are pro-gun. Everybody's running out and getting their weapons, and in about a year, I'll be getting mine.
Now, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to suggest something to you, but let me put it to you this way. They talk about gun registration, and they talk about gun control, and what people don't know is how many unregistered weapons there are in this country, and there are more happening every day. There's a legal concept called 80%, whereas if you buy an 80% completed armament, weapon, gun, pistol, rifle, and you perform the last 20% of work on that, say you buy an 80% lower for an AR-15, there is no government restriction. It gets sent right to your house. There's no FFL. There's no going to a gun store. There's no signing any documents. Nobody knows about it except the guy you bought it from. And people are buying these 5 and 10 at a time. And you buy a router and you buy a jig, and then you basically do 20% of the milling on this aluminum, drill a few holes, put a few pins in, buy the upper, buy the barrel, which is all unrestricted. And at the end of the day, you have a gun that is fully legal. There's nothing anybody can say to you about, you have an unregistered gun.
Wow. That's news to me, but I think that's beautiful because that's how we're going to arm our militia.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, it's no longer Mola and Lobby where it's come and take them. Now it's come and find them. You know?
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. So, thanks for calling, Gary. Was there anything else you had?
Just keep fighting, gentlemen. The battle is at hand, and it's up to us to hold the line and keep up the good work because our country needs us. We are the sons of liberty. It is us.
My brother in arms. All right, great. Thanks for calling in, Gary. Talk to you later.
All right.
All righty. Well, Alex, you got anything along those lines?
Well, I'd just like to point out that the congressional oath of office, people swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And part of the Constitution is the Second Amendment, and also the First, the free speech and the right to
assemble,
assemble, and then the second is the right to bear arms.
And our religious rights too. We don't have to bake a cake if we don't want to.
That is also true. But the point is that the many in Congress and in the Senate have forgotten that oath, the oath to the Constitution of the United States of America. So when they say, let's do away with free speech rights or try to regulate them, or the same thing with Second Amendment rights, then they're violating that oath, and I think they should be removed from office. If you
malfeasance.
Yes. If they can't do it through the rules of the Senate and the Congress, then it's up to us voters to do it for them.
I like that idea. What term limitations by voting them out? It's right within our reach. We don't need a term limitation law. We have the vote.
That's right. And 2018 is our chance to renew our faith in the Constitution and to throw those rascals out.
The red wave. Do you think there's going to be a blue wave or a red wave?
I think it's going to be close, but I do think that the Trump supporters and the people that support what's going on now, the improving economy, and all the other gains that Trump has made for us will show up. They will vote en masse, and there won't be a blue wave.
Excellent, excellent. On that note, we're going to take the hard break at the bottom of the hour, listen to commercials, listen to some news, and then come on back. And you can call in now and wait on hold if you'd like, 734-822-1600. Talk to you soon.
People are always on the move, driving to work, hauling the kids to practice. How do they keep up to date? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for intelligent conversation with hosts like Joe Pags, Glenn Beck, Fayrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business on Wham Talk 1600 and whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Democrats call for greater cooperation when it comes to immigration reform.
We are calling on him to resolve many other problems his executive order created. And we are calling on his administration to stop its sabotage of our healthcare system and work with us on a bipartisan basis to protect and improve it.
Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono on the weekly address. A member of the House Judiciary Committee weighs in on Friday's subpoena of FBI agent Peter Strzok, who faces deposition Wednesday over his part in the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
I think that the Inspector General interviewed him and found him not to be credible in a number of different ways. And so I think he's walking into a buzzsaw because his conduct in this Trump-Russia investigation and in the Hillary investigation was connected to his anti-Trump, pro-Hillary bias.
Florida GOP Representative Ron DeSantis. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing resort-like care facilities you've ever seen. Their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. And in their pursuit of excellence, WellBridge asks each guest to complete a customer satisfaction survey after their stay. To date, they've earned a satisfaction rate of 100%. Here are some of the comments received. This is my home away from home. This place is outstanding and everyone is super kind. I am beyond pleased with all the care I received. The staff is so passionate for what they do, and it shows. This was my mother's third stay here, and she always loves it. I've referred this place to many already. My stay has been fantastic. For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge in Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team. Learn more at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
An American soldier. They could be your neighbor, your coworker, a loved one. They could be homeless. The Fallen and Wounded Soldier Fund is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that supports Michigan-based soldiers who have protected and served our country. They help injured soldiers pay their living expenses and provide assistance to the families of the fallen. Make a direct and positive impact on the lives of our hero soldiers and their families. Support the FWSF. Visit their website at fwsf.org today.
The Firing Line Gun Range and Gun Shop supports wounded warriors.
Greasy Skillet, Greasy Skillet, Greasy Skillet.
Howdy, dear hearts. This is Radio John D., and I'd be mightily obliged to you for tuning into my show, Greasy Skillet. We'll take the first exit off that top 40 interstate in favor of the 2 lanes, back roads, wagon ruts, and dog trots in search of the forgotten and overlooked roots music of America and beyond. Bring along the whole family and stay a spell, won't you?
Greasy Skillet, Saturday nights at 8 on Wham! You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Our Drift. Gary's off today. He's enjoying some Florida weather in the middle of warm Michigan weather. And then today we have Alex Wassell joining us in studio. He's helping out, trying to keep it interesting. And before we carry on with our discussion, I would love to promote to you the concept of visiting specialty growers. Go out to see specialty growers in Howell. I mean, they have perennials, wildflowers, annuals, herbs, veggies. They have open houses. You need to visit their website at specialtygrowers.net to get more information about calendar events and the like. You can call them also. You can call them at 517-546-7742. And, tell them you heard it on The Drift. Tell them you read it in the current newspaper. The current newspaper is a newspaper that I publish. I took it over from Gary. And we need to encourage our advertisers that you are actually taking advantage of the information we give you about them so that they'll continue to advertise, so we can continue to publish, and then we continue to put in all the great content.